And welcome back to part 14 of What If Naruto Had a Zanpakuto, the Ichimonji edition. Last time in the Naruto What If, we left off on a very big conundrum. Obito had actually succeeded in sucking Naruto in the Kamui dimension. I'm glad I finished that statement. Sentence before I just suddenly paused. Just finished what? He actually succeeded in capturing Naruto. Naruto's currently stuck in the Ichimonji in the Kamui dimension, but not before he handed Kakashi a very specific item. Naruto is currently wondering what's going on here. It's like, where is he? And the Ninetales Ichimonji goes like, I think we've been sucked into an alternate dimension, Naruto. The bald monk's right, brat. That bastard Vegeta. He had some sort of space-time ninjutsu. It's like, space-time? All of a sudden, it's like, well, we have succeeded in collecting the Ninetales. It's time for... Now we should... everyone starts attacking Obito, which is like, it's pointless. They're not going to be able to hit me. And Naruto, seeing that while this is happening, because we know how Obito's Kamui works, he basically puts a part of himself in that dimension, so he's technically intangible. He can be seen, but he can't be touched. And Naruto's seeing these parts here, and he's realizing, it's like, I get what's going on here. And so... Kakashi basically, throws the kunai right at Obito, and Obito sees like, I see. So you kept one of Sensei's old kunai in memory, but it means nothing. And all of a sudden, the kunai, phases through Obito, and Naruto's now standing right where Obito was showing up, just like, as it goes right through his head. Obito's eyes wide, like. And Naruto's just like, how you doing? It's like, remember me? It's like, ugh. It's like, crap. Damn it. He gets like a cut on his face on the mask because he got hit and Naruto touched his head. And all of a sudden, he's just like, okay, we need to go now, Zetsu. Right. By the way, how is Sasuke? How's the fight with Sasuke? Sasuke won, but he's very injured. I see. Well, that's going to be all of a sudden, without warning, Rasengan! Boom! Just like he did with in the fight with Madara and in the fight with him in the Fourth Shinobi War, he Rasengans him right in the face, just boom, just boom. Unfortunately, he doesn't have that special mask that's designed for combat, so he just got a Rasengan straight to the freaking face. And just boom, and so he just goes, and that mask goes, and Naruto and Kakashi sees what happened, and it's like, Naruto, are you okay? It's like, yeah, I'm fine. Truth be told, I could have gotten there at any point in time thanks to the seal on that kunai. That was Sensei's that was the Force technique. How on earth could you have learned it? Now, I've been spending a lot of time learning about seals. The seals over with the pervy sage. You'd be amazed how amazing they can be. And lucky for me, the old pervy sage still kept a kunai on hand. Fortunately, it took a long time to kind of reverse engineer that seal, but with the help of some friends and the pervy sage, eventually figured it out. It's like he figured it out. And Kakashi's just like, he figured out the Sensei's technique. Naruto, you really are amazing. It's like, ugh, you bastard. I had you. And then Kakashi's finally looking and sees it's Obito and just, Obito? It's like, yeah, damn, this really puts a kink in things. I was hoping to use the guise of Madara Uchiha for longer, but yes, Kakashi, it's me. You're alive. How? And he briefly just gives the explanation. He goes into the backstory a little bit, and now I will take. Now I'm going to take revenge against the entire world for what you did to her. For what was done to me. Sorry, excuse me. What was done to me? What was done to her? No, Kakashi tries to explain what happens. Like, I'll hear none of it. You'll be coming with me, no. And he's basically weighing his odds. Like, Obito, we really need to go. We can't take this guy on. You already got a hit once. There's no way to. There's no worries. Now that I know how it worked, I'll be able to counter him, no problem. You sure about that? Naruto again is like, you sure about that? Blacken Ichimonji. Black, or no, I'm saying it more like Akisogi Chizo. No, Blacken Ichimonji. And say, yeah, you really think I'm gonna let you hit me with that brush? You're out of you're all of a sudden Naruto just appears, just, poof, and Obito immediately just reacts, just like it's a crap. It's because it's instant. Just, poof, he tries to react, like, and he just sees he's just got hit in the back. Like, and he realized same trick his dad used all the time. You go, how did you were so busy dodging attacks on the outside. I knew you wouldn't notice the slight graze when I put that seal on your outfit. Like, no. And now Obito is not Obito. And he got hit with the brush. I mean, he got hit with the blade, but he didn't get hit with the ink. Obito is now, let's see, Obi. Sorry, I had to do that. Obi. He's Obito, was it? Yeah, I think I like Obi better. That works out well. And all of a sudden, there's ink just forming from it. Even if you're still capable of using that phase entity, you only got half the power you used to have altogether. That technique is not going to be anywhere near as effective. And that's like, not good. And so he's trying to, he immediately gets in the way, throws White Zetsu of all things at Naruto, and is able to grab onto Obito as they get away. As Naruto just, blackens out a white Zetsu. Just, it's like, damn it all. He got away. You okay, Kakashi-sensei? It's like, you okay, everyone's like, am I okay? And everyone's just there, and he nods in concern. Like, we thought you were, no, it's okay. Sorry for worrying you guys. Yeah, ever since I learned that seal, I can't really be, contained that well. And yeah, so, we should point out exactly who is left in the Akatsuki. Deidara's gone. In fact, Deidara, Kakuzu, Hidan, Sasori, they're all gone. Itachi's now gone. Kisame's still around. Pain and Nagato and Kon are still around. And Obito and Zetsu are still around, but Obito is now severely effed. Like, he is severely effed. Because he has lost half his strength. His Kamui doesn't even work properly anymore. Like, he won't be able to phase more than a few body parts at a time. If he gets caught in a mass explosion, he's not going to be able to do that. Like, and he won't be able to dodge the full explosion. And even if he could, it would be with less time than Conan said he basically was able to, be intangible. So meanwhile, they head to Sasuke. Obito can't even collect Sasuke now. He can't even teleport very well anymore. They find him, and Sasuke is like, Sasuke, are you? And Sakura goes over, are you okay, Sasuke? He's like, yeah, I'm all right. I won. And, they're looking on, and, Kakashi's just like, well, looking over, it's like, so it's finally over. And Naruto's looking at it, is like, we might as well preserve the body. For all everything he did, he was still a Leaf Village shinobi. He deserves a burial. Unless you disagree, Sasuke. And then he looks at Itachi, he's like, no, he still deserves a burial. And so, they take the body and go. Meanwhile, back at the plot, Pain has still defeated Jiraiya. That still happens. Even if Jiraiya had gained a stronger stage mode, he still probably would have lost that fight. He was just not prepared to take on that guy. So you then get, Obito again, back in the mask. He's putting on the strong front. He's commanding Pain to go after Naruto. Because I can't freaking do it. Like, I'm going to need you to get the Nine Tails. Succeed. You will not fail me, Pain. It's like, of course, then I will collect the Nine Tails. They all learn the sad truth about Jiraiya's passing. Naruto's hit by this hard. He goes off. Everyone tries to cheer him up. 10-10, and then 10-10 shows up because Hinata, let's be honest, Hinata never went to comfort him despite the fact, all that love she had for him. Don't get me wrong. in the grand scheme of things, I liked Naruto and Hinata together. I really did. I do love Naruto and Hinata together. I think that actually really worked out well, in my opinion. My opinion. But, try to comfort the guy. If you want to try to advance that relationship, he's hurting. Help him. Tenten, I think, though, I think Hinata maybe tries a little bit in this. Like, she gives her condolences and he says thanks. Tenten comes, though, and she just looks him in the eye, and he's just sad and just grief-stricken. She doesn't say anything. She just goes up and just gives him a hug and just holds him, and he kind of just breaks down a little bit in her arms. And, it's kind of something he needs. And he thanks her for that. They kind of spend some time together, just, looking at, like, maybe sitting on the Okage Mountain and all that, and, just hanging out a little bit. And he says, thanks, I feel a little bit better. I just need to be alone now at this point. And she understands. She gives him a quick kiss. And he's actually, and it does perk him up and say, oh, it's like, yay, look, like it or not, wait, does that mean we're dating? He's like, yeah, whatever. We can be whatever you want to be, Naruto. But take the time you need. I'll be here when you're ready. Besides, Guy Sensei and Lee and Neji have a mission or something like that. And he's like, yeah, and he kind of grins a little bit, and then he kind of goes back to being sullen. Finally, Iruka comes, cheers him up. They do the whole message, and then he goes to train with the Chosen for Sage Mode while training with his other techniques as well. Time goes by. Pain invades the village. He ultimately shows up probably around the same time, so Kakashi is unfortunately gone. And, he's there. The Azura Path, comes. The Azura Path tries to attack Tsunade, but he immediately rips it to shreds. And the big difference here is Naruto set up a couple clones prior. Not too many, just the amount he can. And they lock in the 6 paths in a very advanced, like, barrier seal. Naruto's looking on, like, you ready for this? I don't think you know who you're dealing with, boy. And so Naruto's like, I don't think, funny, I was saying the same to you. And he goes in, has Ichimonji, do not let that brush touch you. And, the Prada Path actually has to dodge where Naruto can finally get that shot in and just break its neck. Naruto's like, you're not getting away. Black and Ichimonji. And, the ink comes out, and he sprays as the giant dogs and summons come, just sprays the ink on him, just, what did you do? Naruto's looking at, think the monk face with, like, the demon eyes with the Sage Mode, that would be freaky as all hell. Naruto's just looking on, it's like, when will you Akatsuki guys learn? It's dangerous. Names hold power. So what happens when you take that name away? But if it makes you feel any better, pain of Akatsuki, it's like, I shall return that name. Okay, it is Bankai. Let's be very clear. Shidofu. Oh God, I'm gonna get that name up right now because I don't want to butcher the name. Some of the names like Zenbon Zakara Kageyoshi, Benihime Kanon Barake, Benihime Atarabe. Like those names I can do, but like other names that I'm just not as used to are not as easy for me to remember. Zaka no Tachi, like that one I can do too, no problem whatsoever. But where is Ichibe in this lineup? There he is, Yozenbei. Hey, yeah. Anywho, so I believe it's and it technically, even Ichimonji said this is what it would have been called an evolved Zanpakuto, a Shin-uchi actually. Ichi uniquely activates his Bankai by calling out Shin-uchi. Which was the name instead of Bankai, because it was the first Zanpakuto to take the evolved form. That was the name prior to it. But yeah, let's just say Bankai, Shirafude Ichimonji, or White Brush Straight Line, because Ichimonji translates to straight line, if I'm not mistaken. Straight line, or one written character in the Viz. In the Viz, it's a White Brush, one written character. And basically, it's like you wonder what happens when the name is taken away, all the power is taken away. well, I can bestow any sort of name on, but with this, I can give it a new name. Give them a new name. It's like, well, then they're still up. You really think that'll help? They're still under my control, and they try to move, but they just can't move. It's like they were under your control. They've lost all meaning, including their name. That includes the contract that they hold with you, whatever contract it might be. So let's see here now. How about we go with this? And it's a black ant, and just like now these giant things only have the power of a black ant, just Rasengan. It's like, and even like Pain's like looking, I was like, what the hell is this kid? And all of a sudden he just goes back to Shikai, just boom, just brings out the giant wave of ink towards Pain. The Pain's got to get out of the way. Devapath can't block that. Or he can't afford to. Predapath it lands on Predapath. You can't be resurrected. Like, it doesn't matter now. Like that, even if the Naraka tries to get a hold of it, like, it won't be able to resurrect it. The human path and animal path get clobbered by the ink. Naruto then just brings Ichimonji back on his back and say, "This is over. Give up now." So you really think I would give up on my quest for peace all because you told me to? I will not give up. I will not rest. It's like, and Naruto just pulls out some kunai. Your funeral. Oh, actually, he doesn't even pull out some kunai. It's just your funeral. Just poof, and he just basically throws some kunai right at him. He one's got an explosive tag, and the rocket path blocks it. And Pain does. It's like Shinra Tensei, and he's able to pull off a Shinra Tensei, only for Naruto to immediately just appear and just gotcha, Ichimonji, and then he basically just sprays him with ink, and David just and yeah. Now here's the thing: is that even though the path's powers are gone, Nagato is still around. Naruto can tell too. There's something off here. It's like they're remembering Jiraiya's words. So using Sage Mode, he's like, He's looking around. Narakapath is like down on the ground. It's the only one that didn't get the ink. He just kind of killed it. So he takes one of the chakra rods and just does the thing, senses it, and goes off and finds Nagato. And he eventually finds Nagato. So him and Nagato have their conversation. Nagato tries to throw the big black. Wow, that entire statement was about to sound very wrong. He throws the giant chakra rod into his gut, but he just repels it. He's like, what? There's no way I can be beaten like this. There's no way you're going to be able to beat me at this point. And they have their conversation, and ultimately, I think the conversation still does go about the same. Granted, it's not. He wasn't able to use Chibaku Tensei or anything like that against Naruto because Naruto just completely bitch smacked the 6 paths of pain around. And ultimately, Nagato gives his life to resurrect the people he killed. Now, we have ourselves a little issue here. Black Zets, the only ones left are Kasame. Kasame tries to go after the 8 Tails. I think that still happens. Although the 8 Tails at this point is still in the Land of Lightning. But I still think he's tasked with doing it. I think because he can't, Samahada's just doesn't work anymore. He's done. He's he's no more. There's no 5 Kage Summit. Their only ones left are Zetsu and Obito. Konan takes Nagato's body back. And, he gives her a kunai and goes, if you ever need help, let me know. And Obito eventually does go for Nagato's body. And this takes a while longer because there are no members of Akashi. He does not have Sasuke on his side. I think Sasuke also does eventually take Itachi's eyes because he ultimately gained his Mangekyo, but he learned to read, thanks to Mangekyo, the stone tablet of the Uchiha, and he gained the eternal Mangekyo. So I might have misspoken. I think we might be able to finish this series up on this episode because I've still got 10 minutes if I want to, and I'm going to use it. So Obito is like, I've really got it. I don't have plan. We got the White Zetsu army, but that's not ready yet. I'm just going to have to bide my time. But and collect my power and get some of my power back. One of the first things I'm going to do is get those damn eyes I gave Nagato. And so he goes, fights Konan, and I think with Konan, I think it's a lot more of a fight on Konan's Obito's part. Like Obito nearly dies again, except he nearly dies this time. If he doesn't use, if he did not use, Izanagi, he would have died. He even says that initially, but in this one, it's real case he's missing an arm. He's even missing a chunk of his body out of that and his mask completely gone. And he does stab Konan through the chest. Just if I didn't use Izanagi, I would have been in trouble. And she just, what's this? What final, the last desperation move, Konan? It's like something like that. And she just holds the kunai, and he recognizes like, no, and just she drops it. Just boom, and immediately, and hey, Conan, and it's like, no, it's like, and all of a sudden, just boom, he tries to phase through, but you're not getting away that easy. As Naruto basically body checks him to go right through him, and because half his powers are gone, immediately he feels part of Obito that's not turning intangible, and he just grabs that part and puts a seal on him, and just no. Blacken Ichimonji. Kakashi Sensei wanted me to give you a chance, but if you're still up to your old tricks, Obito, I can't let that happen. And he's just Naruto basically just blacken Ichimonji, and it's damn it, I will not. I won't let you get away with this. I will avenge her. I will avenge. And all of a sudden, Naruto just reappears and hits him with a thing. Just. No, and he's just there, and he's done. And he goes to Konan, and he just goes there, and just Konan, come on, Konan, you're all right, you're okay. We can fix you up. And she's not doing well, but he's like, hold on, and he basically takes her all the way to the leaf, and. They're able to save her. Now, I should note, the talks about who's going to be Hokage are going on. And, yeah, I think Danzo still wins out because he was available at the time. Now, Danzo's only the 10th Hokage, sadly. And there is no meaning of the 5 Hokage summits because while the Akatsuki tried to take the 8 tails, they failed successfully. So, I don't think there's any real need for the meaning of the 5 Kage summits. Danzo's just currently the overseeing Hokage. Fortunately, though, Tsunade would eventually wake up. Now, the only way for him to basically maintain that role as Hokage would, I guess, be to kill her. Because otherwise, they're just going to come out and, call out Danzo for everything he's kind of doing and trying. And even if they didn't, eventually he would be probably dethroned because they'd realize this isn't working. So really, the problem for the gang is that Zetsu does take the Rinnegan back. Zetsu's still around. It's like, okay, I know where he eventually finds out while Konan's out. They go back and they find, that Nagato's eyes were taken. So now what? Well, the biggest problem here is there is no real way to bring Kaguya back. Like there's still the 8 tails out there, the 9 tails. All the other tail beasts are pretty much taken. They don't even have like the bit of the 8 tails that they got from the Sasuke's fight with the 8 tails, and they don't even have the little bit of the Kuramas chakra that the Demon Brothers had. So I don't think they were Demon Brothers. The Cloud Nin had. So this is actually very interesting on where we would end up. Zetsu, frankly, they would be on the lookout. They'd be finding and hunting Zetsu, basically, because he's the last one, and because last one out there, and he has the Rinnegan, so he's still clearly planning something. But what I think ultimately happens is Zetsu has just got to bide its time for the next Ninja War, because they just didn't have enough Zetsus. With Tenzo, they were able to basically Yamato. They were able to, use his energy and the first Hokage cells in him to increase the amount of Zetsus they were able to create. With this, now Zetsu's got to just wait it out, and it unfortunately sucks for Zetsu because years go by. Because I imagine at least 5 years go by, Naruto becomes Hokage at that point. I think that just, I think it's a given. Naruto is the strongest, most dangerous individual in the village. He clearly has grown a lot. And I think he would have become a Hokage a lot earlier than what was intended. And then eventually, the White Zetsus try to take over. And they try through infiltration. However, thanks to Sage Mode, wariness of Ichimonji, some clever individuals, they figure out what's going on. And they ultimately, the fight for the nations against the Zetsus begin, and Zetsu ultimately fails dramatically because Zetsus don't have a lot of power. That being said, the main core Zetsu, the main Zetsu, I do think it would have successfully implanted the Madara's, because those were actually Madara's eyes. Madara's eyes. They sadly are never able to bring Madara, it's not Madara, I know that. It's Madara Uchiha back. They were never successfully able to do that. So they had a hair mouth. Yeah. They, use this, and they're kind of like trying to basically bring back their mother, trying to collect the 8 and the 9 tails. I think they go for the 8 tails first because they're smart. And when they learn about the capture of the 8 tails, Naruto immediately goes, senses him out, finds it, and confronts the 6 Sage Zetsu, if you will. And unfortunately, despite the fact they have a couple extra abilities and a large amount of people a large amount of soldiers, Naruto A can just en masse shadow clone the shit out of that. Kurama chakra, because I believe him and Kurama would have eventually come to terms with each other and accepted each other. So he'd have Kurama mode, Sage mode, add on to the fact he is a master of steals, and his Ichimonji alone, if he just threw as much ink as he wanted on there, did like an Inkra Sengon, that'd actually be kind of cool. Or he can just do, one second, I always love to say the name of this, Futen Tatsa Shiryo, or Slaughter's Mausoleum of Halted Reincarnation. Love saying that more. Then, yeah, he's eventually just strips Zetsu of everything, and then even the eyes are gone at that point, and the last bit is gone, so they just have to work on all the white Zetsus out there, and yeah, the day is done. So, really, this one ended so early, I'm even surprised about, just because of how freaking hacks Ichimonji as a Zanpakuto is. It is arguably the most hacks Zanpakuto out there. And that's including Zanpakuto that can literally control all 5 of your senses better than any Genjutsu can. Zanpakuto that can literally incinerate existences through sheer heat alone, Ryujin Jaka. Zanpakuto can manipulate the elements to unfathomable degrees. Yeah, no, Ichimonji is still probably one of the most hacks Zanpakuto there is. Probably the most hacks. It's in the top 2, maybe 3, easy. So ultimately, though, yeah, I mean, who ends up with it? I do think Sakura and Sasuke end up together. Tenten and Naruto end up together in this one. I did ultimately go the Tenten Naruto route. Hinata, I think, does accept this. I think she does probably marry. Actually, I can see her marrying Haku. Haku's a very sweet, nice person. I'm sure and they have a good relationship with the Mist in this version. So I think I could honestly see Haku and Hinata together. I honestly feel like in scenarios where Haku lives and Naruto does not wind up with Hinata, that I actually feel like is a really good pairing. So yeah, I'd say she got married. Because let's be clear, not everyone would probably get married. Let's be fair. Because we know Shino didn't, we know Kiba didn't, although he is in kind of a relationship with someone. We know Shikamaru did. He probably still gets married to Tenten, Tamari. We know Lee married someone. We have no idea who. We still don't know. People like to say it's Tenten, but there's no proof on that. There is no proof. And there's no evidence that she had any sort of romantic interest in Lee at all. Then again, there was no evidence that Karu had a romantic interest in Choji at all. So take that for what it's worth. basically the people who, like, the main couples that still ended up together probably still end up together. Hinata and Naruto are really the only two different ones here. And poor Karin is still stuck in that. I imagine Karin eventually would have left that place and probably just gone out on her own. Maybe she would have honestly wound up in the mist. Maybe she wound up at the leaf. Maybe she wound up in the stone or the cloud. She could have wound up anywhere. Karin's still alive. Junko, sadly, is probably still, crazed as ever, sadly. And so Getsu is probably one of the members of the Seven Swordsmen again. He probably was given access to that. Anywho, though, I think I actually made mention that was what I did, now that I think about it. Anywho, I digress. That is the end of the first Naruto, What If Naruto Had a Zanpakuto, the Ichimonji edition. As I said, we'll be doing one of these every 4 or 5 Naruto What Ifs. I think for the first time around, or until the next one, I'll only go, because I really like doing the Zanpakuto What Ifs. But I'll do 4 this time, and then I'll do 5. I'll do it off and on. So we'll get 4 different Naruto What Ifs past this one, and then we'll go into another one after that. And as always, I'll let you guys vote on that. So until then, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you folks for the next one. Have a good one. Oh, and hit that bell if you want to be notified.